I presented this plugin in previous videos. In my opinion, one of the best production tool out there. It got even better with the new version, Loop Cloud 5, and updates on the two plugins that come with it, drums and play. Let's take a look. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, check the info box down below for my mixing courses on ProMix Academy, free plugins, special discounts and offers, also links to Loop Cloud that we're gonna see today, and also a bunch of other links if you want to help the channel in this difficult moment. But let's get to the video. We've seen this plugin before. It's an absolutely great tool for composing, for producing music, a song from scratch, or to add additional tracks to an existing song. You have a bunch of samples free, just downloading it. It has two versions, a subscription and a free, but even with a free version, you get like gigs and gigs of free samples every week. Inside the interface, you have access to the shop, in which there are countless awesome loop and packs to build song on every genre. And the great thing is this plugin is rewired to Pro Tools. So you just open the controller plugin and it will play in real time in your Pro Tools instrument track. That means that whenever you search for a sound and play it, whether the sound is in your library or in the shop, you can hear it real time. Drum loops, vocal loops, guitars, bass, you name it, EDM, patterns and melodies. You can either search inside your library only or the shop only, or both of them. And you can audition the sample in real time through Pro Tools. Let me show you that. So for example, I have a bass here, regular bass. Let me close the effect. So Loop Cloud is now here on the first track. If I press play, the drums that you hear are coming instead from the plugin that I'm using through Patchwork because it's VST only, and it's called Loop Cloud Drum, which also got an update. Now you can create your own patches and use your own samples inside this module as well. But closing this and going back to Loop Cloud, one of the new features is the tabbed browsing. So I have my bass here. All right, if I want to search a drum loop, I just click the plus up here, go to track 2, and look for drum. And I can select the genre, for example, funk. And let's see what we have. Or I can change genre and go for, I don't know, bass house. All right, let's say now I want to just a simple kick. So I'm just gonna do this kick, go on track 3. Let's keep that one. And one of the things that I love the most about this is that you have patterns here. So I don't need to copy and paste that kick right now. I can pick a pattern, like for example, let's try drum and bass kick. See? And it copies it. Cool, let's leave it like that. And now let's search in another tab, snare. Track 4, let's see what we have in the genres for funk, soul. I love it. Let's put it there. You can of course copy it and paste it manually, or you can pick patterns like I said. Let's try snares and claps and see what we find. House snare. Cool. This was so simple and so fun. We can add, try to find a vocal right now, track 5. I can click another tab and vocal. Let's keep it funk soul. All right, I'm just picking the first thing that I find, and it's so fun and so inspiring. Now, one other thing that we have new in this version of Loop Cloud, in FX Edit, in the FX tabs, we have the gain stretch. Not only is super cool, but it's one of the most requested feature for the new Loop Cloud. I have this drum loop here. I'm gonna chop it off halfway and apply the effect only on the first part of it. Super cool. And here you see you can select different shapes. Now we have the sweep, sine wave, and saw, square, and triangle. So for each one you can determine the amount, and if you want to link or unlink the gain frequency and the stretch. It has presets, of course, for the most usual uses for this kind of plugin, the slowdown. Mad Glitch is another cool preset. So this chord progression here. I'm gonna just apply the gain stretch here and there in parts of this loop. Let's see what happens. There's the Mad Glitch that I really like. Slow down and let's make it longer. Let's see how that sounds. So there are so many cool things you can do with the gain stretch. I have this hip hop drum loop here. Let's try something on it. For example, one of the stops, which is very common. So there are so many cool things you can do with the gain stretch. It's really a nice new feature. And there's a bunch of effects: panner, filter, delay, stop, reverse, vinyl stop. And we can get inspired just by looking into the instrument section and see what we have. Let's try synths. And let's stay in soul and funk. You know what? Let's try instead to mute the bass and find chords for this. And we can change the kick drum, and we go for house kick, 4 on the floor. I like this one. We can also go for a hi-hat. Let me mute the synth right now. I want to create the pattern. Go for hats and shakers, techno hats 1. Want a thinner hat. Let me go for genre instead. EDM. Let's try this. I want a thin hat. That's okay. I can pitch it. All right, this is just an example, just to show you how easy it is to change, even to change genre. If you find something, some sample that you get inspired and you want to just go another direction, it's super, super easy. You have all the effects here. Let's do it on the, try some effects on that chord thingy. All right, you get the idea. And once you have your stem, you just drag and drop them inside Pro Tools. And you can do it all at once, and you can do it track by track. Now, I don't own some of these samples here, so it won't drag it. But if you want to buy them, you are already here in the store. You go in, you have a ton of free content, first of all, as soon as you get it. You can download all of this content, and every week you have new content. So you open it up every week, and there's all of these is all new that I don't have. I'm gonna be here and download it right now. It's awesome. It's not like the free content is actually really, really good. I used it more than the packs that I got. So definitely check it out. Definitely download the free version. This one is free. Okay, you have a subscription for all the other features and stuff, but Loop Cloud is completely free. You download it and you use it. There's no limitation, no anything. And every week they drop gigs, like 2 gigs of free samples. You just enter and download them and use them copyright free. So it's great. A bunch of new features, like we said, and also the 2 plugins. We have the drums, and this is pretty cool. It has a bunch of presets by well-known producers. And of course, it's all connected, rewired, so if you want to lower the BPM, it comes with a bunch of great presets and sound. You can create your own patterns, and it has, for example, for snare roll. There you go. All right, and they all sound great. Like the samples drum has, I love them very much for modern music production. Some important new features are worth mentioning for the drum plugin. For example, the export options. We have audio mix down, MIDI, and samples. And you can see when you click it, it gives you a tip on how to use it and how to export. So let's say, for example, you're happy with this pattern. You just click render audio when you are in audio mix down. It renders it, and you just drag and drop it in your DAW. And that's it. That is pretty cool. Or if you don't want the whole kit, but you want just the kick drum, for example, you solo it, render audio, and you drag and drop it. You want kick and snare, same thing. Render again, and drop it. This is pretty cool. If instead you just like the pattern and you don't want the sound, you can render the MIDI file and drop it. Same thing, and then you can apply your own sound to that MIDI sequence. Same for the sample. You want to export individual samples, kick, snare, same thing again. You just show in Loop Cloud, and here in Loop Cloud it will appear not only that one, but all the variation in the same pack. And of course, you can create your own kit and import your own samples. This is an important new feature of Loop Cloud Drum. For example, I want to change this snare, let's say. Just click import, and I can either browse Loop Cloud for snares. Let's say I'm happy with this one. I'm going to download it from Loop Cloud and drag and drop it. And now I have my snare. And of course, here at the top, I have the mixer, so I can adjust reverb, delay for the new snare. And at the top, I have general master effect. And of course, if you want to change a sound, a sample, you don't necessarily have to use Loop Cloud. You can drag and drop from your hard drive directly into the pad. Of course, you can do it for every sound. You can import whatever you want and then save your new kit and export, like we said before, individual tracks, audio mix down, MIDI, individual samples, cool new features for Loop Cloud Drum. The second plugin that comes with Loop Cloud, which is called Play, and it's so very underrated. Let me grab my keyboard for this. And it has so many cool sounds in it. All right, and now you can access the full backend of every bank of every sound. As you can see, oscillator, distortion, chorus. You can access to all the pitch, LFO, the stretch, lo-fi. Let me load. There's one pack that I really like. That is super cool. These are the classic house sound, but you could literally get one pattern going with drums like this and just play the rest on it with play. You get the idea. It's super fun. You can get inspired with any of these three as a starting point and then start building with Loop Cloud. And you have access to such a gigantic library. And again, every week it's for free. There's gigs and gigs of stuff. Now you have a full editor in it, multi-tracks, tab search, new effects, so many things. And of course, there's a free version, so don't forget that. I want to stress that out. So I'm not even going to tell you check it out, but just go download it, have fun, and then if you want more feature, get the subscription one. It's totally worth it. I have it, and I download new stuff every week, and they always do great sales, and they always give you more than you pay for, like a ton of great samples. But this is it for this video. This was a new version of Loop Cloud, a bunch of new features, updates for drum plugin. Now you can create your pattern, use your samples and play. You can access the full backend to edit the sounds and the samples in there. I hope the video was useful. I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. It's important now that you check the info box down below for my mixing courses, but also to support the channel in this difficult moment. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.